Hey, welcome to the Chocolate Life. This is AJ Jones with the Chocolate Life. Today's episode is called Traveling While Black. Now, most black people, when they get ready to travel or go on a trip, they usually do not plan the trip out. It's almost like, okay, we're going to, on this day, we're going to go here until this time, then we're going to come back. That's true for probably a good solid 85 to 90% of black people. I'm one of those 20% that actually like to plan my trips. I'm actually podcasting right now live in the Las Vegas McCarran International Airport at my gate. So, I could have actually did this podcast earlier during my stay, but I needed a lot of rest and I really didn't want to do anything. But now I'm going to relay the same information that I was going to relay had I decided to do this during my stay. So I just did a little 4-day mini vacation in Las Vegas. I stayed at the Rio All Suites Casino Hotel on the Strip. Now, the only thing I did not like about the Rio All Suites is the fact that it's across the highway from Caesars, Bellagio, all the big name hotels that's on the, let's just say the epicenter of the Strip, you know what I'm saying? So I was on, it's like I'm on the Strip, but at the same time, I'm off the Strip, you know what I'm saying? There's a cluster, you know, there are a cluster of hotels, you know what I'm saying? So I was, you know, and then, you know, a couple nights ago, I got bored. A couple nights ago, I got bored and I took a walk to Caesars, and it was actually kind of dope, you know what I'm saying? So, I went to Caesars, went to the Bellagio. I actually ate at the Bellagio a little bit. I got a little hungry while I was out, and and I ate a little bit at the Bellagio. But Rio is owned by Caesars, so a lot of the same snack menu and stuff at, you know, Caesar's Palace is the same at Rio. I wanted to go to the comedy show, you know, because the Comedy Cellar is at the Rio, but you know, due to timing and, you know, wanting to relax and different things, I decided to bypass that, and, you know what I'm saying, I just went to my room, chilled for a minute, then I went out and, you know, went to Caesars later on. But you know, in traveling to Vegas, you know what I'm saying, you could actually do a lot for very little. I'm one of those people that I try to keep myself on a budget so I don't overspend. My fiance slash girlfriend slash woman slash love of my life, she actually likes that I'm like that, you know what I'm saying? So if she was to give me a budget on something, I'm pretty much going to stick close to the budget as possible. I'm always looking for sales and everything. So when I was planning this trip, I actually planned this trip, like I finalized where I was going to stay, because I looked at hotels for like 2 weeks. I finalized everything the last week of April, and then on top of that, I invited my friends to come. A lot of my friends was like, you know what, it's too hot out there, it's this and that, you know, and, you know, I'm like, all right, cool. You know, different things came up, you know, they couldn't come, so I ended up riding this thing out solo dolo. So I finalized my plans, you know, opened it up to everybody, and I purchased my ticket and got my room literally the same day, first week of May. So everybody knew I was dead serious about the Vegas trip, when May hit. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody knew. So took care. Yeah, I took care of business on that, bro. And leading up to it, you know what I'm saying, I really didn't spend a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Just want to have some extra cash, and everything, and that worked out pretty good. Like I did, you know what I'm saying. So next time I come to Vegas, if it's during football season, hopefully I can catch a game because the Raiders just moved here. It's just a lot of good stuff, to do, when you travel. No, when you're traveling, period. You don't have to necessarily, I'm not saying come to Vegas per se, you know what I'm saying, but I'm just saying I'm using this trip to Vegas as a marker, as a litmus test, so to speak. But I got here Monday afternoon. Now the only bad thing about me getting here Monday afternoon was the fact that when I got to the hotel, they only had 3 kiosks working, and they didn't have enough people at the front desk checking people in. That was the only gripe I had about that. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have enough people checking people in, because it could have went a whole lot faster, because I stood in line for like an hour and a half roughly, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, then it was misunderstood what the lines were, because they had a line for the kiosk, and then they had a line for, checking in with a live person at the desk. And the thing that kind of bothered me about that, you know what I'm saying, I got, when I got in, the line was long, you know what I'm saying, and they actually curled the line around, and I got a false, it was, I got in line, and then it was just like, okay, this line is this line is that. And so, as I got closer to the front, I'm like, God dang it. So I talked to one of the ladies that was assisting with the kiosk, and she was like, it serves the same purpose, as long as you're in line, you're good. And the only reason why I asked her that was because I started my check-in process online. All I really needed to do was show my ID and my confirmation, and that was it, to get my keys. You know what I'm saying? But, once I got up to the desk, I showed my ID and everything. It showed I checked in. She asked for my ID, you know what I'm saying, and gave me my 2 keys, and I was good. It was just the fact, the only gripe was, having to wait in that line as long as I did. So, I just wish there was several things that could have made the trip a little bit better, and some of those things were, I think they could have opened the pool up longer. That's one thing. I felt like that could have opened the pool up longer. I'm a pool person. I'm a water person. You know what I'm saying? I just like to chill and relax. I can swim. I just was choosing not to. Swimming take too much energy. That's just where I'm at with mine. And then, the good thing about a lot of these casino hotels now, they have, outside franchise restaurants in them. You know what I'm saying? Some have Subway, some have Subway, some have McDonald's, some have Burger King. The one at the Rio was Smash Burger. I had never had Smash Burger. I think I would say Smash Burger is pretty much competition for Five Guys and In-N-Out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I had In-N-Out. I had In-N-Out only when I've come like West Coast. Only when I've come, here to Vegas or San Francisco, the Bay, Los Angeles. Those are the only times I've had In-N-Out. You know what I'm saying? But I just recently moved back home to the South, and they don't have Five Guys in certain locations. You know what I'm saying? I'm in Tennessee. I have yet to see a Five Guys. Now, if you go to Memphis and Nashville, you probably see a Smash Burger somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much the extent of that. But pretty decent amount of stuff, and a lot of my favorite buffets that I wanted to go to. Oh my gosh. They were, put it this way, they were open, but at the prices that they was opening at, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have to take a pass. I'll have to come back later. You know what I'm saying? I almost went to breakfast at Caesars. At the Bellagio, almost their breakfast buffet, and I was told it was $39. I'm like, yo, really? But I just was like, wow. I was like, that's a monster right there. $39, I'll pass. I just chucked it up. I just took the L and went to Denny's. Something you really wanted to do, you just had to pass on it. So I had to do what I had to do. Just went to Denny's, you know what I'm saying? Got me a whole bunch of hash browns and some pancakes and rolled out with it. Yeah, man, sometimes you just gotta let some stuff go, man, and just do it next go round. And that's next go round. Now, I almost thought it's been 10 plus years since I've been to Caesars or stayed at Caesars. You know what I'm saying? But I saw a few possibilities. I'm thinking about next time I come to Vegas. It's the Luxor, the Excalibur. It's several possibilities on the Strip, man. The rooms were affordable. And that's the other thing. When looking for the perfect hotel to stay at, especially in a place like Vegas, check the places out when the rooms are affordable. Because the later you wait, the more you wait closer to time that you really want to go, the price on those rooms are going to skyrocket, even double. You know what I'm saying? I even looked on the website while I was staying at the hotel, and I was looking on the website, and my room was $35 a night. And I was looking on the website during my stay, and it was almost, double. It was a little bit more than double. You're talking almost, with tax, you're talking right at $90. You know what I'm saying? For the same room, you know what I'm saying? I was on the 16th floor, room 1616, and it was pretty dope. I could open the blinds all the way across, and I could see Caesars, the Bellagio, all of that. And one of the best things I ever did was Um, Tuesday, when I woke up, when I went to bed, I had the blinds all the way open, or I had the curtains all the way back, all the way open. And when the sun came up, it was just so dope. Looking at the sun come up across the desert. You know what I'm saying? You see Caesars and Bellagio, and then the mountains in the background. Like, it was pretty dope. It was a pretty dope view. And I'm one to like dope views. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a really, really beautiful scene, man. It was like, my experience here was just dope. Walked around the strip, got to see, looked at Paris Casino Hotel, looked at New York, and I didn't know that New York Casino had an amusement park. So that's another possibility, you know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, man, it's like my next trip to Vegas. It's gonna be in 2022, definitely. But I don't know if I come out here just out of nowhere. I'm telling you, I must have been balling or got a real big check or something, and just like, you know what, I just want to come to Vegas just for some kicks. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not planning to. But my next Vegas trip is definitely gonna be 2022. It'll probably be my first trip of 2022, to be honest. Yeah, I like to travel, man. I like to travel. And I flew, now my flight in, I flew American Airlines. It was dope. Paid for my bag, $70, which wasn't too bad, you know what I'm saying? But the thing that kind of took me for a loop was yesterday. Yesterday, I was trying to get everything set for this flight. So, in flying Frontier, you have to buy your bags, basically. So basically, you're paying for your bags, and paid like $94 for my bags, yo. And then you pay for your seat. And so my seat was $34, which wasn't too bad, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of close to the front window seat, so I paid that. But I just think it's better. I think everything just turned out. I mean, money-wise, I just think everything is. Overall, but if I was to compare the two airlines, I think I would prefer to fly American. But what I'm starting to notice is that when you buy flights that are round trip, and if they're with two different airlines, it's going to be cheaper for the most part. And so this is one of those things you deal with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like on one end you save, and then on the other end, not so much. But it was just something that, it's just something I'm just looking at right now. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just something you just got to pay attention to. You know what I'm saying? So two most important things when you're traveling, plan your trip out like at least 30 days out. You know what I'm saying? That way, if anything unexpected pops up, you got a lot of wiggle room. 2 weeks out, you don't have that much wiggle room with 2 weeks, but I'll say 30 to 45 days out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I planned this trip, the end of April, purchased my flight and my room beginning of May. So I was more than ready to take the trip. Actually, it's just the timing in which everything fell, for this trip. It was actually kind of dope, because a friend of mine, she gave me the idea. She went through some really really tough times, and she every 30 to 60 days she takes a trip just for her mental health. She just travels or whatever. And once she hit me with that, that became something. You know what I'm saying? So I took a trip a month ago to Memphis, spent time with my fiance. That's where she lives. Yeah, that's where she lives. Spent some time with her. Even before I got to Memphis, I had to make stops in New Orleans and Atlanta, for some music auditions. But that's a whole nother story. But at the end of the day, everything I've done, even with the Memphis trip was kind of on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And I had to really, really carefully, plan out where I was staying, and my flights. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I'm flying out on this day on this airline, bop, bop, bop. And it was very, very affordable flight. This flight, without the taxes, this flight was $198 without the taxes. You add in the taxes, it came out to like $240. So, now the flight to Memphis, my flight to Memphis, was actually two and some change, because it was pretty much spur of the moment, but it was a little over $200. That flight was pretty affordable too. So, give yourself some wiggle room, when you're traveling, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know. Every airline is different, you know what I'm saying? The prices are different when you're paying for your bags and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that's something you just really, really have to factor in, you know what I'm saying? You have to have that extra money set to the side. And like I said earlier, I would prefer to fly American versus Frontier. Ironically, both airlines are, were this trip. My flight here was on American, but my flight leaving, going home, is on Frontier. So I've flown Frontier before. Pretty amazing airline. I actually found out about Frontier by accident almost 14 years ago. And I was actually traveling I was active duty at the time. I was traveling from Fort Jackson, South Carolina, which is actually Columbia, South Carolina, technically. Flew from Columbia, South Carolina to Oklahoma City, round one way, and and it came out. My ticket was $340. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I had to take care of. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But yeah, that was an experience within itself. With a layover in Atlanta, I believe. No, layover in Memphis. So it was a very, very unique trip. If I could have done it all over again, I probably would have mailed my bags back. So that was something. That was something, boy. I'm telling you. And if I could do it all over again, I would probably have if I could do that all over again, like that whole traveling. But that's just transitioning and you're in the military and stuff like that. But yeah, just plan everything out, man. Just space everything out, plan ahead. Um, the farther and the apps, there are also apps you can use to keep tabs on hotel prices and flights. Me personally, I use flyx.com. Pretty much the cheapest flights. Outside of flyx.com, there's Expedia, Kayak. I mean, pretty much any travel site. You know what I'm saying? But certain but Flyx has those flights like right then. You know what I'm saying? You have to pretty much like be watching flights on the daily when it comes to flyx.com. But yeah. But that's all for today. So plan your trip out 30 to 45 days in advance. Flyx.com, efly.com, expedia.com, kayak.com, travelocity.com. You know those. Also cheaptickets.com. Those are a lot. And then as far as hotels.com, Airbnb, or Vrbo. Those are pretty much pretty much everything that I use when planning out my trips before I travel. So that's it for now. So this episode is Traveling with AJ. So talk to you later. Peace.